ถามแห่งความข้องใจ
A lifelong vision to establish an international hub in Thailand to hold spiritual development courses based on ancient Buddhist wisdom came to fruition in March 2021 with the opening of the BMSH Centre near Bangkok. BMSH is an acronym for Bring Your Mental Self Back Home, which is the core message of the Buddhist mindfulness meditation or vipassana techniques taught by the centre's founder, Superone Green. Over the past 3 decades, Superone has helped thousands of students find their path to inner peace by achieving freedom from mental pain and suffering through her contemporary teaching of vipassana, which has also been popularized in more than 40 self-help books published in Thai and English languages in Asia, Europe and the US.
Her teaching is very practical. You can use it straight away. It is not a theory like you have learned from other places.
Okay.
What you have to do, 1, 2, 3. And if you keep practicing long enough, you will know that it really works on your sati consciousness coming back to your home.
Okay.
I have told the story many times about us. A long time ago, we lost a baby, and we had to for some place, especially me, and in the beginning to calm myself down, and this is how I began to follow the course and of the movement, and until now it has been almost 10 years, and I can deal with my problem better. And it's not that problem, but also different kinds of problems in life.
For me, it's very important that I see that she has changed, in particular when we had that bad experience.
Yeah.
It was very good for her, and I see she cannot cope with a lot of difficulties.
The inauguration of the Mindfulness Centre was an auspicious occasion, with 9 Buddhist monks performing a blessing ceremony at the centre's conference hall, where talks and activities can be held for up to 50 participants at a time. Local and foreign philanthropist supporters of Superone's teachings made construction of the centre possible with donations totalling 17 million baht, which is the equivalent to £425,000 sterling. Built on half of a 2,000 square metre plot of land surrounded by tranquil paddy fields in Nakornpathom, west of Bangkok, the centre is partially powered by solar energy and is equipped with modern facilities with wheelchair access for a variety of indoor and outdoor activities, including a studio for broadcasting online courses to students around the world.
เป็นวันแห่งความสุขของพวกเราทุกคนที่เป็นลูกศิษย์ของอาจารย์นะที่มาถึงจุดนี้และก็เชื่อว่าอันนี้เป็นการเหมือนกับเป็นการเริ่มต้นอย่างเป็นทางการอย่างเป็น official เนี่ยนะคะที่จะทำให้สถาบันแห่งนี้กลายเป็นศูนย์กลางของการเผยแผ่พุทธศาสนาที่สำคัญเรียกว่าไม่ใช่เฉพาะประเทศไทยก็ไปทั่วโลกได้นะคะก็ขอแสดงความยินดีกับอาจารย์สุวรรณกรีนและขออนุโมทนาบุญกับอาจารย์สุวรรณในความตั้งใจและความอุตสาหะและความเพียรพยายามอย่างยิ่งที่จะนำสิ่งที่พระพุทธเจ้าสอนคือวิชาสติปัฏฐาน4เนี่ยมาเผยแผ่ให้กับคนไทยและชาวต่างชาติในการที่ได้เรียนรู้ที่จะพาตัวเองกลับบ้านของเราที่แท้จริงเพื่อนำความสุขสงบสันติมาสู่ชีวิตของพวกเราและก็ชาวโลกค่ะ
From the youngest
age I can ever remember, the first memory is of my mother typing back on an electric typewriter. That's all we could hear, and then we went to computers, and that's all I ever remember of my mother at the beginning of my life is her working, writing. And then the first book came, and as a kid we didn't really understand the importance of that at the time, but fast forward to now and we realise all of that work that she's done has come to fruition, and this is a standing testament to the work that she's done. So as a family member, I can only say I'm extremely proud of her and of what she's done. I don't think she ever expected it to get this far as it is now, but here we are, and it's amazing.
What did it take putting this together?
In terms of her struggle and fighting the establishment of established Buddhism, for example, getting through that to get to where she is now, that took a lot of effort. I think more than the actual physical output of it, her struggle to get her teachings out there to the world and people to believe it, and that was the biggest struggle. Because organised religion is a very male-dominated area, and to have a female come along and say, maybe we should do it this way, couldn't come up with some resistance, but in usual Ajahn Supawan style, she overcome those obstacles. As a son, we have two Supawans, Ajahn Supawan and Mother Supawan.
Right, okay.
And as a mum, I'm extremely proud of my mum, of the foundation, of bringing your mental self back home. I couldn't be prouder of where we are standing today, because it's a great achievement.
I started my work really since students' year. So it has been a long, very long spiritual journey. Okay, so I would like to say that, it never in my wildest dream could I think that, I'll be standing here talking to you like this today. Never. Okay, because let's say that I have the really pressing question when I was a teenager. Okay, my very soft spot is that I always have sympathy for the poor people. Every time that I see the street vendors, especially old people, carry the basket that is so heavy, my heart is really just crying for them, for their own suffering. So that was the very beginning of my spiritual journey, really. Trying to find out what exactly is the meaning of life, what is the purpose of life, why we are here for, why all this struggling, all this suffering. At the same time, you got a group of people who are, sitting in the ivory tower, doing not much, but they got plenty of wealth. What is the fairness in this entire thing? So, and then I grew up during the Vietnam War, which is, have more suffering. And then living in Thailand, my life was really sheltered. You see, in a Chinese family, being one of the youngest daughter in the family. And then went to the girls' school, all these things. And then I really never questioned. What you had is that whatever that the elders tell you, put in your head, you believe, you just go along with it. Go to school, do well at school, believe in what the government tell you, the monk tell you, all these things. But luckily, I had a chance to go to the States. I went to Houston, Texas, because I had a scholarship, American Field Service scholarship, 1971 and 1972. And what happened was that I was exposed to the anti-Vietnam War, which is completely different from what we believed in Thailand. You see, because in Thailand we thought that, Vietnam War was just, we tried to push the communists out of the country. That was fine, And I never realized that there were a lot of people who think totally different, from what the Thai people think at that time. And at that time, I was only 17. So when I came back, I went to Thammasat University, which was the massive historic event that the student, rose up to chase the tyrant out of the country. So I was exposed to all this political upheaval, which, motivate me to think deeper and further. And one good thing that you are born in the Thai culture is that we are living in a Buddhist country, Buddhist culture. So whatever that you have problem, which obviously at that time I was so confused. I just have no idea what life is all about, So I was lucky to be able just to go into the temple, and talk to the Buddha image. I didn't really talk to the monk really, because what I did was, study the Dharma, but I couldn't really understand that profoundly. So there was one day in the afternoon, in the scorching heat of Thailand in the summer, I was so confused and unhappy, got this block of pain in my head. So I just walked into the Wat Phra Kaew, the Emerald Buddha Temple by Sanam Luang, and went to talk to the Phra Kaew Mrokot, the Emerald Buddha. I said that, I love you so dearly because I love your story and you are my hero. I know that I could trust you, but one thing, I just could not understand what you teach. Please help me to understand because I have so much pain in my heart. I literally told him like that. Okay. And it's only another 30 or 40 years later did I realize that he did help me. The Buddha did really help me for this journey because of that asking. But at that time, but during this 30, 40 years of journey, I didn't know what's going to happen. But anyway, because of the Buddha, that gave me this really solid ground to stand on. If not, I thought that I would have gone to join the Communist Party of Thailand, like many others of my friends at that time after the crackdown on the student on the 6th October 1970, what's it? What was the number? 09 ใช่ป่ะ2516 2519นะ 2519 okay so 19 what is that so 1976 yeah 1976 the crackdown on students and that gave me the really I had a breakdown basically and that was my 4th year of university. So my student life is just being sandwiched by 73 and 76, big event, big political upheaval in Thailand. And that, I suppose, it shaped and molded, my way of thinking. And because of my strong belief in the Buddha, the love in the Buddha really. Okay, so that was the beginning of my really, severely searching for the meaning of life. So 2nd year in university, I started to visit Suan Mok and learn a bit of meditation from Luang Por Thien, that I have kind of empowering tool to help myself, but still didn't know anything more than that. But in between, I had quite a few extraordinary spiritual events, experience, which I could not share with anyone at all, you see, because it's just so private and it's so out of the world, let's say it that way, that I didn't have any confidence to share with anyone for fear that they would misunderstood me, you see. But all this came out later in my book called อวดอุตริมนุสธรรมที่มีในตน Okay, I don't know how to speak in English. Okay, so anyway, in the nutshell, that was the beginning. Okay, and then I went to work in the refugee camp, in 1979 because we have this influx of refugees coming to Thailand. and that was the time that I met my handsome prince who took me to England, and experienced another another state of life, being a mother, a wife, looking after 3 children, all these things, and met a lot of more challenge in life. Okay, but because of this Buddhist background, this meditation, I never gave up. Yeah, I must emphasize that during the student year, I had this really extraordinary spiritual experience that gave me the goal. I knew that that experience is something that I really have to go. I need to achieve again, to make me become a strong person, a well-balanced, have the inner peace all the time. I know that was the goal. So that's why I have enough patience to carry on, with life in England, even though I cried for 2 years after I arrived in England because I miss everything about Thailand. The food, the weather, the solitude in a cave, because I lived in a cave before for 3 months. Yeah, I left home basically for 7 months altogether after that crackdown because of the trying to heal my soul, Okay, so that was it. All my spiritual experience that all happened while I was raising my young family, with limited budget as well, because I married to a working class man, so we don't have that much money. But that is all the factor that helped me to grow spiritually, because you can't just relax and do nothing. You got to do things all the time. Apart from raising the family, I still have this very strong urge to help people as well. So all my books I wrote when the children were young. I started my writing when my middle son was only 3 years old, on his birthday, and later on I found myself being a teacher at Birmingham University, teaching Tai Chi, only in a sports center. It's nothing academic, and that was for 18 years. And then that was all the concept about Tom and Jerry, bring your mental self back home. Everything is all, arise at that time. It was just a good time. When I look back, it was almost like everything was planned out for me. And every step of the time, there was the exam, the test that I need to do. If I pass that test, okay, you can go into the next stage, that kind of thing. So, and it looks like I have passed all these tests. That's why it has come to this point in the end, where I have a group of people who have the belief in me and then stand by me and would like to support me. Because honestly, I could never think that, anyone would do anything for me like this. So today is a really overwhelming, day for me, because in the past I always got to be someone who do things for people, for, someone who is in the middle of the attention. But today I just cannot believe that I am the center of attention. Goodness me. I just could not think like that. But anyway, to look back, this is a really long journey of about over 40 years, of my life. Even this piece of land, I bought it right after I had my first job. When I had my first job, I bought this land. I spent a bit more than half of my salary to pay for the instrument for this piece of land. Yeah, without knowing that what I want to do. And I didn't have a clue that they have mapped out for me that, okay, 40 something years later, you're going to use this piece of land to do this job. Wow. So I just, I thank you. I have so much gratitude for everything. So much gratitude for Source. You can call God and Nirvana. It doesn't matter. It's only, just a label. Okay, or all that is, so much gratitude for Gaia, so much gratitude for the Buddha, for Christ, for all the ascended master, for Gaia, for the sun, the sun, S-U-N, sun. Okay, for everything. So everything, honestly, I really love my life now. I love my life is not because, I'm quite comfortable. I love in the way that I have a chance to help people. I think this is such a privilege. It's such a privilege, and to have a place like this to be our best from now on, bring your mental self back home. So people could come and then we can offer you this empowering tool. This tool is of utmost importance that I really would like to share to the world. The Buddha's knowledge is not just for the Buddhists, not for the Thai people. Oh, no. It's for humanity. It's for humanity. And this is why I have so much, passion in here that I just would like to share, the concept about the Tom and Jerry, how it works in your mind, the concept of sixth sense, that the entire world still don't know this knowledge. And I'm really privileged enough to be able to converse, to deliver this important message to humanity. Okay, so all I can say is that for the rest of my life, I don't know when I'm going to pass, but I'm going to do my very best. Okay, I'm going to do my very best. I really know that this is my soul plan that I come for this world. Even though it's a long journey, but it doesn't matter. We get here now. Okay, along with all my staff, all my students. Okay, so I'm going to do my very best for everyone, for humanity. I like you to see the plaque downstairs, okay? We got the formula for world peace, I thought of this formula in 2008. And I even laugh at myself, Superwan, come on, you're crazy. You only a woman, belong to a working class man, a housewife like this, and you talk about world peace. No one going to believe you. No one going to listen to you. And honestly, I buried that. I even forgot that I have that formula for world peace. And it's only surfaced only these couple years. Only these couple years that I just, hang on, I have a formula for world peace and I forgot all about it. Okay, and it come back in big time now. So I really believe that with this empowering tool of Vipassana, or bring your mental self back home, mindfulness meditation really, we can really turn the world around. If only everyone, willing to listen to me and then practice meditation. So everyone individually, you bring peace into your own heart, into your own mind. Okay, every individual person, you do your bit. And then we gather all this inner peace of the individual person together. And the result is world peace. You don't need to be a genius. Even a 5-year-old can adult. Okay, so this formula is not only practical. You can do it right away. Okay, you can do it right away, which is so different for all these, leaders who is, I don't know what they're doing, to be honest. I don't know what they're doing. Okay, so I would like to leave this to all of you. Okay, and then thank you so much, everyone, okay, to support me, until I have today, that I'm so happy and have so much gratitude for everyone, especially my family, my staff, all my students. Okay, thank you, Roslyn and you. Okay, thank you so much.
ไปด้วยกันที่สถาบันพาตัวใจกลับบ้าน